Namaskar and welcome to Curries with Bumbi. On today's menu, we will be making a recipe from Goa, which is a state located on the southwestern coast of India. This recipe is called Chicken Shakuti. Though it has an X in front, it is pronounced as Shakuti. It is like a Goan Portuguese fusion dish which was believed to have originated in traditional kitchens of Goa, where the women used to grind a mixture of aromatic spices and roasted coconut on a grinding stone, which though was extremely labor-intensive, but it led to this rich, aromatic and extremely delicious dish. Now that doesn't mean that the next clip will be me demonstrating how to grind spices on a grinding stone. Nope. Though I wish I had a grinding stone, but that is not practical nowadays. The very first thing you need to do is to marinate the chicken. I added 2 tablespoons of lemon juice and a teaspoon of salt to the chicken and allowed it to marinate for about half an hour. Next, let's make that aromatic masala. Heat some oil over medium heat. I've left the link to this recipe along with the ingredient proportions in the description box below the video, so please check that out. Once the oil turns warm, lower the heat to low and add cumin seeds, that is jeera, coriander seeds, that is dhania. Then is ajwain, that is carom seeds. If you do not get ajwain, then you can use dried thyme, and it goes very near to ajwain in terms of flavor. Next is fennel seeds, that is saunf. Then whole garam masala that comprises of cinnamon, cloves and cardamom. Then black peppercorns and 1 star anise. Now fry the spices on low heat till they turn fragrant, but please be mindful that the spices do not turn too dark brown in color, as then they will make the whole dish turn bitter. Usually 5 to 6 Kashmiri whole dry red chilies are also fried along with the spices. I don't do that as the dish gets too hot for me, but you can fry them along with these spices if you would like that heat. See how the coriander seeds have turned a little golden brown? And I can smell that beautiful aroma of fried spices. So next add finely chopped onions. Fry the onions on medium heat till they turn slightly brown in color, but you do not want them to turn too dark brown in color. When they reached this color, I added desiccated coconut. You can also use fresh or frozen grated coconut, and the original recipe calls for fresh coconut, but desiccated coconut can also be used. Fry the coconut for about 5 to 6 minutes on medium heat. Next comes white poppy seeds. Now here I would like to say that it is best to soak the poppy seeds in warm water for about an hour. Then drain the water by passing through a tea strainer, and you just grind it together with the onion spice mix later on. In that way the poppy seeds grind well instead of frying it in this way. If you do not want to use white poppy seeds, you can also use 10 to 12 cashew nuts, though cashew nuts are not used in this recipe. But some of you know me, I always try to find out what other things can be used as substitutes, because I do not want you to back off from trying a recipe just for 1 or 2 ingredients. We are all cooking in our home kitchens, where cooking should be fun and at the end of the day bring joy to the table. Okay, after everything gets well fried, transfer to a plate and let it cool down completely. Okay, in that same pan, I added the rest of the oil on medium heat. Add finely grated garlic and ginger and fry on medium heat for a minute. Next, add the marinated chicken and now fry the chicken on medium-high heat till the chicken gets a creamish color. My onion and coconut spice mix has cooled down completely, so I added everything to my blender jar. Then in it I added 2 teaspoons of Kashmiri red chili powder. Please add lesser than the stated proportion to start with whenever it comes to any chili powder. You can always add more if required at the end. Next I also added turmeric powder. Add a cup of water and blend to a smooth paste. Here I would again suggest soaking the white poppy seeds for an hour and adding them while grinding instead of roasting them. In that way, you will be getting a smoother paste, or else you will need to work your grinder quite a number of times to get a smooth texture, and you never know, some blenders get heated up in that way. Coming back to the chicken, I added 2 dry bay leaves and then the blended masala goes in. I rinsed out my blender jar with little water to get all that goodness. Add a teaspoon more of salt. We added a teaspoon of salt when marinating the chicken, so please keep that in mind. Stir for about 2 to 3 minutes on medium-high heat. Then cover on medium heat for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, add a cup and a half of hot water. Since it was looking more yellow than red, I added a teaspoon of sweet paprika, which is totally not authentic, but I added for color instead of adding more Kashmiri chili powder, which may make the dish hot, no matter how much people say that Kashmiri chili powder doesn't have much heat. Next, all you need to do is cook the chicken on very low and slow heat for 30 to 35 minutes. Please remember to stir in between for 1 or 2 times so that nothing sticks to the bottom of the pot and get burnt. After 30 minutes, do a taste test and adjust the seasonings. Next, I added some malt vinegar. You can add white vinegar or apple cider vinegar, or you can also add tamarind pulp. Now, one thing I completely forgot to add at this point is ground nutmeg. Nutmeg is a very important ingredient for this recipe. So at this point, please add 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg, and I will mention that in the recipe as well. I added some fresh coriander leaves and green chilies. You can also add a little bit of coconut milk at this point. I don't find that necessary because I find the dish becomes a bit too heavy if coconut milk is added. Cover again for 2 minutes on medium heat and you are done. Since we added coconut and poppy seeds, the gravy thickens up when cooled down. So if you're planning on serving this the next day, you can add a little hot water to it when heating up. It goes very well with any flatbread, paratha, steamed rice, and even naan. You can make that masala paste beforehand and freeze it. You can also freeze this curry if you plan on making a large batch. Please try this recipe and send me your feedback. Bye-bye.